Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about things looking up. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased on owner operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming, and let's talk about things looking up, because they really are. I know that in the last couple of releases, we've talked about rates declining. We are still seeing declines, but this doesn't mean anything. You have to kind of pull back and look at more of a macro outlook versus a micro outlook, where unfortunately a lot of truckers are looking at right now. So they're, not seeing a forest for the trees, right? But things are actually looking up, and here's why. The top US, the top American ports in the country, they're seeing their fourth consecutive month of year-over-year volume growth, which is a fantastic indicator. We saw LMI increase. We saw multiple metrics within the LMI. In fact, all of them were in an expansionary territory. That's not for nothing. Did winter have an effect? Did the January storms have an effect on inflating the freight rates that we saw in the market? Yes, absolutely. But there's also spend. There's also, different other financial aspects that actually can come in, that can kick in depending on how the weeks are with holidays, and if it falls on a Monday or a Tuesday, short weeks, etc., etc. And we saw all of that happening, and so that definitely had an effect on rates, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine, because we do need some increases so that you can benefit a little bit here and there before they take another dive. But what's interesting is that imports are stronger than they've been in a very long time, and some metrics going all the way back to 2019. So we're seeing major growth. We're seeing a total switch from the eastern seaboard, if you will, and switching over out into the west again, coming out of the Gulf, coming out of the east. A lot of that freight's coming back out to the western states, Port of Los Angeles, we're talking Seattle, Tacoma, Long Beach. In any case, January 2024 inbound containers were 9.2% year-over-year increase. So that is a huge thing. 9% increase year-over-year for on a monthly basis is going to be a huge indicator, and it absolutely is. Now, in March, we're going to see February numbers and see where we're at. But I think that, again, I'm going to stick to my guns and say that things are improving, and that going through February, looking into March, well, other guys are now actually coming up and saying, yeah, maybe late March, this is when we're going to see things. Now, reefer guys definitely need to watch out, because this snowstorm that we had and brought the floods in California that washed out a lot of the ground, that cuts out the timelines on produce season. So you might see a delayed start to produce season, which will hurt reefers. So, if and when you see that, be aware that it's going to change, but the timelines are going to shrink, which means that might actually increase some of the price action on the market for reefers when the time comes for that. So be aware. To kind of give you some numbers, import shipments by port. Now, some are obviously going to be larger ports and some are smaller, so increases in their current position on how much freight they're actually taking and where they're at in terms of imports coming in is going to differ. But Long Beach is sitting at 110% in January. Los Angeles is 28%, Oakland 18%, New York 14%, Savannah was at 9%, Houston was at 3%. Now, some of those are definitely smaller, but on the other hand, Tacoma, Seattle, Charleston, South Carolina, as well as Baltimore, Maryland are all down. But generally, we're again seeing a very positive number even with that. And that's actually telling us that the freight's moving from that part of the country out to the west, as we can see mainly Los Angeles, Long Beach, New York is, definitely in a positive, so that's on the eastern side. Nonetheless, we'll take the numbers. High demand for tangible goods. This is what it's basically telling us. There's a high demand. America continues to purchase. America continues to spend, and that's what we need. So not long ago, we had some folks calling in really worried and asking about intermodal. We don't deal with intermodal, but I would think that this is really good news for the intermodal ports, port workers, truckers out in the ports, running maybe even rail. All this stuff's going to start coming in, and then that's also going to affect your OTR drivers driving the stuff all over the country from place to place. So, the East and the Gulf are definitely shifting back to the West. We're definitely seeing that. So we should see a shift in the market as well. That should follow. Again, California floods, they're affecting the produce season. I made a video last year about this, very similar circumstances. I'll leave a little card in the corner. You guys can take a look at that. But does this kind of jive with you guys? Or I know that some of our viewers believe that this is going to go through all 2025 and further, and that may also be the case. And again, anything can change. Snap of fingers, some, policy, some, conflicts, if you, I don't want to say certain words and get these video banned for saying the wrong words, but, some sort of conflict, some sort of changes, weather events, whatever it might be, and everything might be completely different. But based on what we're seeing right now, this is where we're at. Would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. If you got a moment, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'm going to switch over the camera, going to look over the loads that we book for our customers, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. But before I do, I also want to mention big thank you. Each and every one of you guys who came to our very first live, please make sure to tune in next Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Time. Alex and I will be back on for another show. I think it went pretty smooth on the first one, but definitely could do a lot better. Believe me, it's a lot more difficult than it might seem, at least on my end, trying to run things and make things, and it was the first time I've ever done it. So I really appreciate you guys. Great questions. I hope we've been able to answer at least some of them. We're going to definitely do a better job this upcoming Sunday at 4 p.m. Central. So we'll see you there. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. Some pretty good numbers, I would say, and very efficient dispatching. Gonna go ahead and start with David. Regular dry van, solo driver coming out of Dodge City, Kansas, going to Tacoma, Washington. This is a 43,000 pound load of flour and oil. 20 pallets, 1,673 loaded miles, booked at $39.70, got him $237 a mile. Then Tequila, Washington, going to Denver, Colorado with a 42,000 pound load of baking mix, 1,309 loaded miles, booked at $2,700, got him $206 a loaded mile. Then a quick Denver to Fort Lupton, Colorado. 44,000 pound load of metal products, just 29 miles on that one. Booked at $300, got them a little over $10, $10.34 per loaded mile. Then out of Denver to Pueblo, Colorado with a 44,000 pound load of bottled beverages, 1,310 cases of product, 112 miles, real quick run, $500, got them $446 a loaded mile, a little bit extra money. Now, David, like I said, dry van, solo driver, ran Tuesday to Tuesday, gross $7,470 gross on his 3,123 loaded miles, got an average of $239 per loaded mile and only 53 deadhead miles. So an excellent job for both David as well as the dispatcher on this one. Next going to be Brandon with his flatbed coming out of Palmetto, Florida, going to, it looks like Bastrop, maybe I'm saying it wrong, Louisiana. It's a 45,000 pound load of ingots and chain straps and a twig hardware required, 859 miles, $1,337, got him $156 to come out of Florida, out of Palmetto. Then out of Jackson, Mississippi, took a load to Billings, Montana, 42,000 pound load. This is where he made up the difference. That's why it makes sense to actually come out of Florida. And when you get in there for really good money, cover your diesel, get out, keep rolling. It's a 42,000 pound load of coils, requires 6 foot tarps, 1,680 loaded miles, booked at $5,400. Got him $321 a loaded mile on a ton of miles, and that was it. Wednesday to Wednesday. Ended up grossing $6,737 grossed, ran 2,539 loaded miles, booked at $265 per loaded mile. Excellent job, Brandon. That's a very good run. Next, we got Manuel coming out of, it's a dry van coming out of Brookings, South Dakota, going to Albert Lea, Minnesota. It's a 42,000 pound load of storm doors and windows, about 500 pieces of them, 215 miles. Booked at $680, got him $316 a loaded mile. Excellent run. Then Ames, Iowa to Joplin, Missouri. It's a very light load, 8,398 pounds of beverages, 385 loaded miles, booked at $1,050, got him $273 a loaded mile. Then Riverside, Missouri to Columbus, Nebraska with a 45,000 pound load of bottled water, 19 pallets, 264 miles, $800, got him $303 a loaded mile there. Then Waco, Nebraska going to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee with a 44,400 pound load of agricultural goods, 850 miles, booked at 1875, got them 221 a loaded mile. Then Lawrenceburg, Tennessee to Fort Gibson, Oklahoma with a 22,000 pound load of packaging materials, 532 miles, booked at 1150, got them 216 a loaded mile. And finally, Chelsea, Oklahoma to Cabot, Arkansas with a 4,134 pound load of furniture, 58 pieces of furniture, 4,000 pounds, 4,100 pounds. 302 miles, booked at 850 bucks. That got him 281 a loaded mile. Excellent rates the entire week. Manual ran from Friday to Friday. Regular dry van, $6,405 gross. Ran 2,548 very tight loaded miles, booked at 251 a loaded mile. An absolutely excellent week. Very well done, sir. Next, we got Yaboa in a dry van coming out of Hamilton, Mississippi, going to Fernley, Nevada. It's a 43,000 pound load of chemical products, 2,156 loaded miles, booked at 4,500 bucks, got him 209 a loaded mile. Then Lovelock, Nevada, going to Wilmington, California. It's a 44,000 pound load of hay, 533 miles, booked at 1,000 bucks, got him $1.88. Come out to a good market coming out of a bad market. Then out of Commerce, California to Grantsville, Utah, it's a 3,300 pound light load of baskets, 676 miles, booked at 1,800 bucks, got him 266 a loaded mile. So Friday to Friday, Yaboa, regular dry van, $7,300 gross, ran 3,365 loaded miles at an average of 217 a loaded mile average with some light load in many cases, in one of the cases, and a very, very strong gross on that end. Only 81 deadhead miles on this one. An excellent week for this dry van. Excellent job, sir. Next, we got ourselves another dry van. The driver's Gabriel coming out of Hutchinson, Kansas with a 1 pick 3 dropper to Rochester, Minnesota, Burnsville, Minnesota, and a final in Eagan, Minnesota. It's a miscellaneous load, 43,000 pounds, 706 miles, booked at 2,000 bucks, got him 283 a loaded mile. Then La Crosse, Wisconsin to Millbank, South Dakota with a 42,000 pound load of media. Coming out of Central States, warehouse, agricultural, 332 miles, booked at 855 bucks, got him 258 a loaded mile. An excellent job going to South Dakota. Picked up a load out of Fargo, North Dakota to Shawano, Wisconsin with a very light load of tractors, 21,000 pounds, 476 miles, booked at 1140, got him 239 a loaded mile. Then Menasha, Wisconsin was Zanesville, Ohio. Another light load, 24,000 pounds of plastic products, 567 loaded miles, booked at 1245, got him 220 a loaded mile. Finished off with Zanesville, Ohio, zero deadhead, coming out to Loudon, Tennessee with a 40,000 pound load of empty glass bottles of liquor, 439 miles. Booked at 950 bucks, got him 216 a loaded mile, come out to Tennessee. I will take it. Friday to Friday, $6,190 gross, 2,520 loaded miles, booked at 246 a loaded mile average. Excellent job, Gabriel. Very, very well done, sir. And last but certainly not least, we got Anthony with his reefer, Hubbard, Oregon, and Eagle Creek, Oregon. 2 picks, 2 drops to Wichita, Kansas, and Edmond, Oklahoma. Haven't seen that one before. 40,000 pound load of consumer goods, 3 load locks, and a reefer temperature at 45 degrees was required. 1,939 miles, booked at 4,300 bucks, got him 222 a loaded mile. Then Springdale, Arkansas to Columbus, Ohio, with a 42,000 pound load of multiple cookie flavors, or of multiple flavored cookies. 772 miles, booked at 2,000 bucks, got him 259 a loaded mile. 5 days on a road, a week on a road, Friday to Friday is what I wanted to say. $6,300 in gross, 2,711 loaded miles, averaging 232 a loaded mile on this one. Anthony, very well done, sir. Very well done. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. Guys, I was thinking about this. Is your dispatcher getting you loads that are picking up near where you just dropped off your last one? Are they considering, weather? Are they considering the region? Like, are you going in the mountains, or where you're going, the future, or where the market's going? Are they underpricing loads, or are they maybe overshooting the mark and losing a lot of good deals? Are your guys able to, dispatch this way, where you're actually able to run tightly, efficiently, not burn a lot of fuel? Some really light freight we saw here today. So the bottom line is this: just look over the loads that you're booking for yourself, loads that are booked by, external services that are out there. Compare, contrast, consider. Can you run like this? Can you run these many miles? Do you have all your permits? Do you have an aged MC? Do you have good equipment? And if you have all the things in place and yet you're still not making money, this kind of money, then, I certainly urge you to explore, if you will. You can get more information on our website at aftdispatch.com. Lots of good articles on our blog. You can also call or text us at 801-448-6363. And until next week, stay healthy, be wealthy. Take care.